So little Kevin O'Leary, little short Kevin O'Leary with a little pink, yeah, flip flops, is not a United States citizen. He is a Canadian citizen. I'll show you the stuff after. Blah blah blah. He has dual citizenships in Canada, Ireland, and the UAE. Not here. But I just wanted to give you some reasons. Why isn't he doing it in Canada? Well, he is. Canadians, are you listening? You've got interesting laws regarding AI, protective laws. But yeah, I guess he wants to be a global, on the global scale. He wants to be big. Perhaps he thinks if he could be big enough, he can compete against China, not ward off China, and be at the table, bargaining table with countries like China. Because with China, you have to go into agreements with China. Could that be part of it, little Kevin O'Leary? And our little speaker, you know. The other one that has a business that he's built for himself as well. And you have this one. Crooked politicians. Utah speaker was 25K, not 600 or a little over 600. Proposed, he has 25K acres of Boulder County Center. Mr. Mikey Schultz and his connections with the Hudson Group and people like David Craig, the CEO. That's the company that Mikey Schultz owns. Enlightened Hospitality, who has connections to Canada. With this. Harbor, the person that I just showed you, David Craig, he's the CEO of the company in which little Mikey Schultz. One, Enlightened Hospitality belongs to Mike Schultz, little Mikey, the CEO, but he has affiliations with Harbor Solution. And this man here, as you can see, this is Harbor. I just showed you this individual. Oh, David. Is a seasoned business management individual with his Harbor's experience and expertise in controlled substances, which he was involved in, which is, hemp and, the marijuana. And scientific and intellectual property is a category of one of a sole Canadian authorized importing agent for the only legal source of cocoa leaves and derivatives in the world. So little David Craig, who's part of Enlightened Hospitality. So there's business connections between Enlightened Hospitality. This is the owner, the CEO, Michael Schultz. One of the CEOs on the board of Enlightened Hospitality, owned by Michael Schultz, is David Craig, who is connected to Harbor Solution. Harbor Solution, believe it or not, has expertise and experience in different markets, capital markets. One of them, they are the only sole Canadian authorized importing agent for the only legal source of cocoa leaves and its derivatives in the world. There's a lot of Canadian connection. And you'll see it if you read into the Harbor Solution. And if you single back to the Stratos project, 40,000 acres, 90 gigawatts of peak power capacity, all of this huge data center in Utah is going to be, again, spearheaded by this little man over here. Is not a United States citizen. He has triple citizenship. Canada, where he was born, Ireland, and the UAE. Because he's not an American citizen, he cannot vote in U.S. elections. Yet he's touting his fear of China. It's just, really? Care so much for our country, do you? It's a perspective on why citizenship should be a fundamental requirement for participating in elections. But here's the thing. In every way, he has the right to be here. He's not a U.S. citizen. He legally resides and works in this country as a lawful permanent resident, status typically acquired through business investment or employment channels. Look at the loophole here. So he gives him the right to be here, even though he cannot vote in elections. But he acquired a great deal of, because of his businesses, he acquired, from his lawful, quote unquote, business investments, permanent residency. He holds a green card, which provides him with legal rights to live and work in the United States. O'Leary was born in Canada, making him a Canadian citizen by birth. He holds a citizenship in Ireland and the UAE, as I mentioned. Because he is a legal permanent resident rather than a naturalized, U.S. citizens. Larry is legally prohibited from voting in U.S. elections. Yep, these business people seem to have more rights than the people of this country. Where are our voting rights? Where are our rights to gather, assemble? Why hasn't this been brought up on a ballot for the people of? Why haven't the people in Utah been able to vote whether they wanted these data centers in their communities? And who is he to quote the concern or urgency? It's personal. It's a personal agenda, because I told you he has interest in Alberta, Canada, for data centers. To show his importance supersedes that of the United States citizens of this country. Think about that for a minute. I told you there's a lot of loopholes in this country, and a lot of them favor big business. It's all about where the Benjamins come from. So just want you to think about that and realize, you would think, if listening to him, he's worried about his daughters and the future of their lives, and he resides in Florida, but you can't participate, Kevin. You can build your data center, but you don't participate in the political arena that affects all of us. And I think that we should have the same voice, if not more, than you do. And it appears that that's not the case. That's all.